No matter how long you protest, though, we are going to remove subsidy.
This is a throwback of what Tinubu said during the presidential election campaigns, that no matter how hard Nigerians cry and protest about the petrol subsidy removal, that he will never reverse it. And now Nigerians are crying and protesting every day. He is playing deaf. This means that he expected Nigerians to protest against the petrol subsidy removal, or rather, the petrol price increase. If he expected that, why is he now blaming the opposition for sponsoring the protests? Yes, it doesn't make any sense. He knew beforehand that if he ever increases the petrol price, that Nigerians will troop out en masse on the streets and protest against it. This is because removing petrol subsidy or increasing the petrol price will definitely cause serious hardship on Nigerians, because there is no alternative fuel that they can rely on. Petrol is like the lifeblood that runs Nigeria's economy. Without it, everything will crumble, like every Nigerian is experiencing it today. Increasing the price of petrol when electric power supply is epileptic and very unreliable is not a wise thing to do, especially when there is serious insecurity that prevents farmers from going back to their farms, when Nigeria's food production is at an all-time low. So the question is, why did he do it, knowing that this will cause serious unrest and poverty in Nigeria? Not that many Nigerians don't believe in petrol subsidy removal or increase in petrol price, but where nearly everyone disagrees with Tinubu is removing petrol subsidy without providing alternative affordable fuels that will continue driving the economy, because we don't have reliable electricity. How are businesses supposed to continue to grow when they are faced with increased expenses? They have to buy expensive petrol in order to run their businesses. All these contribute to the high cost of living, because you don't expect them to eat the cost. They must transfer it to the consumer, just like a merchant who imports his products after being forced to pay a very expensive customs duty. Is he going to eat the cost? No, he must transfer it to the consumer. So these are basics that even a petty trader selling by the roadside knows. She knows that the wholesaler where she goes to buy products from always complains that the factory have increased the price. So as a result of that, she will need to adjust her own price before selling to the consumer. She won't eat the cost. So if all these are basics that Tinubu knows about, why did he decide to punish Nigerians by increasing the price of petrol without making a provision for an alternative fuel that will cushion the effects of the petrol subsidy removal?
Nigerian protests, Day 5. Since President Tinubu is taking us for granted and is arrogant, he cannot even come out to apologize. Since they are choosing to become the puppets of the West, since they are choosing to become the puppets of IMF, then we are choosing to side with Russia. We are going to speak to them in a language that they will not understand.
Not that any country can save Nigeria. Nigerians must fight and find local solutions to local problems. No one is coming here to save you and say, I'm doing this for free. All of them, all foreign countries, they always come for their interest. When they give you one, they normally take two. Look at everywhere they are operating, including Russia, US, UK, all foreign countries. They always come for one interest or the other. But it all shows that everyone is now politically aware, including northerners, that many people like to think that they don't know, that they are not aware of many things. The first time Nigeria implemented IMF policies of currency devaluation and all that was in the mid-80s under the IBB administration. It devastated Nigeria's economy and it led to the first wave of emigration to Western countries in the late 80s. At that time, Nigerians didn't need visa to visit many countries, but immediately Nigerians continued to live en masse. These countries had to adjust because they now saw that Nigerians were coming and they were no longer going back to their own country. They were coming to live. So they started implementing stringent visas. By the 90s, Nigeria was already under serious sanctions because of Abacha, a military dictator. From there till today, Nigerians have been living en masse, emigrating to Western countries. So it's not as if we don't have the experience going by history. We know that these policies only harm the local economy, and the people giving the advice never implement these policies in their home countries. So if it's not good for them, why should it be good for us? It has never worked in any country, and it will never work in Nigeria. No economy will survive by devaluing their currency when they know that they are not productive. Except when you are exporting, you are very, very productive, you export to foreign countries, you have to devalue your currency to even gain advantage, to make your products affordable. If the value of your currency is on par with countries where you want to export your products, it means that these products wouldn't be affordable in these countries because they will still have to add the cost of freight, customs duty, and other associated costs. Also, don't forget that they will add their own margin to the cost of the product before selling them. So they will rather go to countries where they have a lower exchange rate so that after all the conversion, they will still come out on top. Countries like Vietnam, China, South Korea, and many other Asian countries all have this advantage. Devaluing Nigerian currency without being productive, without having 24-hour electricity, without having all the necessary infrastructure that will spur serious production, is a disastrous policy that ended up creating more poverty instead of spurring production and exports. Another proof that the government is lying about the sponsors of the nationwide hunger protest is the fact that the protest has lost momentum. Looking around the country, it's only the north that you will say they are still coming out in their numbers. Even these numbers have reduced because of the crackdown by security agencies. Another factor is the fact that these people are hungry. They are protesting because of the high cost of living. You don't expect a hungry man to come out every day to protest without at least taking a time off to find something to eat. If there were sponsors behind them, they must be providing food, at least providing logistics, even transportation for them so that they will be coming out every day to protest.
There is anger and hunger. We have to really address our problems of development. Unemployment is everywhere. Our educational system is not working. The new policy thrust of the federal government is not working. They have to understand that. It is their problems. It is their program that has caused all this problem. On your behalf, I'm telling Mr. President Tinubu to change his policy because it's not working. If he continues like this, in 2027, I will invite him to be our campaign director.
Well, Bala Mohammed is right. He is the chairman of PDP Governors Forum. They were supposed to be saying this since last year. Even when the labor unions were fighting for a minimum wage, they couldn't say anything. They took the side of the government that they wouldn't be able to pay the new minimum wage of 70,000. Or was it even when the government was proposing 60,000 naira? So no time is late. It's good that they woke up now. Nigerians have led the way in demanding an end to bad governance. They are tired of suffering and enduring without hope when the suffering will end. So they should be leading this protest. They should be leading in challenging the government to change their policies because it is affecting everyone, including the governors. Maybe the reason why they are opposing the policies of the government is because they know that very soon they will lose relevance in the north. The northern youths have formed a new political union. According to reports, this political union will only support young candidates who are competent, candidates that have never been in government who will be able to solve all the numerous problems facing the north. So if everything is going to happen the way they are planning, a political earthquake is going to happen in the north. Thanks for watching.
Seeing a police officer who is going out on the basis of that is securing us and they are not well paid. They are not well paid. All of us are struggling in this nation because some people amass so much wealth for themselves. And this protest is not for only me. It's not for only those of us that are going out. It's for all of us. It's for the betterment of Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa is for the betterment of the tout, of the low class, of the middle class, and of the rich. So the so-called tout does not have any right to tell me to go away from talking about my father's land and his fatherland. The same thing that he's claiming for is the same thing. So we don't want to be violent. That is why we are here peacefully. But tomorrow we will be here by God's grace, and we hope that our security men, you guys see we have beautiful faces here in our security who are ready to support us, who are ready to give us that same opportunities that our leaders that are investing our money in Abuja are also benefiting from. We want freedom, we want peace. We can't continue this way. Yes. Enough is enough.
Our fight.
Our fight is not against anybody. Our